So, for part 4, we have Frost Walrus and a Blizzard Buffalo reference. You may have saw him in the background. We're going to take a few more hits on this one. This is not an obstacle course like some of the others were. This is definitely an enemy-filled place. But we're also going to pick up heart tanks where we can, because it's particularly helpful on the later levels. So, most of the enemies we're going to encounter are on the second half, but there's enough on the first part to keep us a little busy. I would say this and the next stage are the last of the relatively easy ones. Actually, if you're listening to the commentary, I'd ask you to let me know who you think or which levels you think would be the toughest to do. Whether it's because of the boss or because of the stage itself. I'll tell you, the answer isn't because of the boss, though. It's definitely stage-based. Alright, so this mini-boss, fortunately, doesn't really have invincibility frames, except for when it's in between attacks and in a fist. So, we try to take advantage of that. I'm okay taking these hits. One, because I'm definitely going to outdamage it, and two, because you get it refilled for part 2. Now, part 2 is a little more complicated. You have to be cautious on how you're swinging your saber, because if you don't watch out, you may end up accidentally taking out some enemies. I don't include the actual ice blocks in this challenge, but I don't want to take out the enemies that are encased in ice blocks. The exception to this is the little fire traps. Trying not to free. There we go. I didn't want to free the one underneath because that was going to cause a problem. I also want to stay on the top path because that's where some of the items are. And also fewer enemies. We'll probably have to take a hit from the Met. Oh, no, we were able to avoid it and get the W tank, which I will probably not be using for this run. All right, so the next section, we're just going to have to run for it. And because we don't want to get stuck with when the bird starts to freeze everything. And deal with extra spikes and enemies exploding and all that stuff. But it's also much more crammed if you didn't notice. So we're gonna move. And then I think we have one final one of those birds. All right, just in time. Frost Walrus, and to be really honest, I was worried that I wasn't going to say the name properly, isn't too bad. He's never been too bad. He's usually one of the first ones you take on. Now that I've done the X Challenge videos and have faced him alongside Chill Penguin, it seems especially easy to deal with him at once. So what I'm doing for this battle is, since hitting him with his weakness makes him slide back and then slide towards you, I'll go ahead and hit him with a few normal hits and then go after the fire hits. this should do it after the next hit. And that'll get us to the next one, which is Web Spider. Let me know if you think Web Spider is going to be more or less difficult than Frost Walrus was.